That everyone is enjoying this day off on Friday. As you can imagine, we were actually going to go over quite a bit of ACT information with you all today during advisory, but since we all got a few extra hours of sleep, we're going to try to communicate that information out a different way. The goal of this is just to work through the presentation that your advisory teachers would have gone over with you today. And if you have any additional questions at the end of this, I'll share my email address and you can reach out to me. As you all know, on Tuesday, March 7th, all of our junior students are going to begin taking the ACT. The ACT is a graduation requirement. The one that you will be taking does not have the writing portion. Okay, so take a deep breath. You don't have to worry about the writing portion. It's 4 multiple choice sections. The first being an English test that you will have 45 minutes to complete 75 questions. The math test is 60 minutes with 60 questions. The reading test is 35 minutes with 40 questions, and the science test is 35 minutes with 40 questions. You will have a break in between 2 tests, and we'll talk about that here in a moment. On Tuesday, you should have received from your advisory teacher a My ACT personalized page. If you have never taken the ACT before, you would have wanted to go into act.org and created an account. If you already have an My ACT account, then you can link the test that you're going to take on Tuesday to your existing account so that you have those scores on your profile. If you did not get that from your advisory teacher, then you are going to go out to CTE on Monday and you can get that sheet from Miss Klinska, who's the receptionist at the desk. If you have any other issues with it, you can email me at kara.vaughn@knoxschools.org and I can get you your code. Okay, you have until 2 days after the test to complete this and link your Tuesday test to your profile. So do not stress out about this. I know some of you weren't able to get on the site on Tuesday during advisory, and that's probably because you've got every other student in Knox County also trying to access that site. So definitely give it another go. When I get done, I'm going to show you where this is, because you can actually go in and click on these links and it'll take you to different sites that might be able to answer some questions. What should you bring on Tuesday? You need a photo ID, driver's permit, license, if you have a student ID. If you do not have a photo ID, come on, we're going to have Aspen on hand and we're going to have a lot of our staff at the various check-in spaces, so we will be able to get you identified and into the test. Students, you are responsible for bringing number 2 pencils. If you would like to use a calculator on the math portion, then you are responsible for bringing your own calculator on that day. I'm going to show you at the end of this to make sure that you know if your calculator is allowed on the test or not. There will be a break in between the math and reading tests, so if you do want to bring some snacks and water, you will be able to leave the testing room and do that. We do expect the test to last until 12 or 12:30, so a lot of you, that's going to be around lunchtime, so I would definitely encourage you to bring water and something to snack on in between tests. Where do you go? This list is ever evolving, but the locations and the last names should pretty much stay the same. You've also got a link to this on your Canvas course so that you can see any updated information. We will have these signs hanging around the building as well. If you are a student who gets testing accommodations, Ms. Johnson will get you your testing location on Monday. You'll get a little slip of paper that tells you where to go. If you feel like you should be testing somewhere else, then you can always go to the library and we can direct you on where you need to go that day. This is the big question you all want to know. Can I leave whenever I'm done testing? And the answer is yes, if you have a parent note. Okay, so once all the materials are collected for every single room, okay, because the ACT is a very secure test, we are not allowed to dismiss students until every single ACT test has been turned in. So once that happens, you will have a parent write you a note saying that you're allowed to leave. And just look at this example. You can copy this down on a piece of notebook paper, get your parent to sign it. You're going to turn that into your proctor, and your proctor is going to give you a little ticket to leave. And at that point, you are able to leave campus. We do ask students that you don't hang out. If you're planning to go ahead and leave, just let's go ahead and get out of the building. I know you all will be mentally exhausted at that point, so make sure that you get your ticket to leave and you head on out. If you do not have that ticket to leave, we do expect you to go to 3rd and 4th block that day. A couple more reminders. There are 2 major testing irregularities with ACT, and I just want to go over both those. A testing irregularity means that you have done something that invalidates your score. So if you access a cell phone at any point during that test, including during the break, we are not allowed to score your test, and we have to put that in as a testing irregularity. Students, our seniors did really good in the fall, and what I'm asking is that you turn off your cell phone and you put it in a purse or backpack up against the wall. It is not allowed to be on your person in any way during that test, including during the break. If a proctor sees you with a cell phone at any point during the test, from the time materials are passed out until they are collected, we are not allowed to score your test. So what will happen is the proctor will notify me. I'll come in there and I'll escort you out, and I put in your test to be invalidated. So please do not put us in that situation. That also includes smartwatches. Okay, so please make sure that you do not have your phone on your person at any point during the test. Calculators, I'm going to show you here in a second what calculators are allowed. If you are found on the math section using a prohibited calculator, then your test will not be scored. So again, please do not put us in that position, and just ensure that you have the correct calculator. If you have already taken the ACT and you are happy with your score, you are welcome to opt out. Today is the last day to do that. Today's Friday, March 3rd. So go ahead if you would like, and you can pull up your phone and opt out with the QR code, or if you're using this slides presentation, you can click on that link. A reminder that the ACT is a graduation requirement. You do not have to have a certain score, but you do have to sit for it. So this is a nice free one, and I would encourage everybody to take advantage of it. Okay, let's take a look at some calculators. Just making sure that you all, I'm a visual learner, so I want to make sure you all can see what calculators are allowed and which ones are not. I would also remind you, we do not have extra batteries on hand, so if you're worried about your batteries running out, or I'd go ahead and replace those on the front end or bring extras to have that day. The calculator policy will be posted in the classroom, and you can also click this link up here and it'll take you directly to act.org and it'll show you that calculator policy. All versions of the TI-89 are prohibited. You are not allowed to use anything that says TI-89 on it for the ACT. All versions of the TI-92 are prohibited. I don't think I've ever seen a student use one like that at all, even in the classroom. This is a tricky one because some of you will use this based on the courses you have. The CAS is prohibited on the ACT, okay? The TI Inspire CAS is prohibited on the ACT. The Casio FX CP400 is prohibited, along with the Casio Algebra FX 2.0. These are also not allowed. And Casio all model numbers that begin with CFX 9970G are also prohibited. Okay, so help us out with that, please, and make sure that your calculator is one of the ones allowed. Miss Bugman will be available on the 2600 hallway. She does have a few calculators that she can check out to you, but those will go very quickly. So I would strongly encourage you to, if you would like to use a calculator, make sure that you bring your own. The ACT is designed so that you don't have to have a calculator for the math portion, but I know that many of you, want that just to kind of have that as a backup resource. If you all have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. My email address is cara.vaughn, cara.vaughn@knoxschools.org, and ask. I'm here to help, and you will see me on Tuesday morning trying to get this thing squared away. Good luck to everyone, and let us know what questions you have.